You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? My, the Chicago Sky fell last night, 85-66. Got jumped on by the New York Liberty. Good game, no doubt about it. New York Liberty, guys, I'll tell you, I put them on a three-peat. I mean, he got the best coach, best general manager. Really, the best ran organization in the WNBA is the New York Liberty. And you want to look at balanced team play. I mean, they lit it up. But Angel Reese is a super budding superstar. Getting better and better each day. Dropped 17 points, 8 of 13. And, man, getting it in there, getting 11 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end. I mean, you're talking about Wilt Chamberlain's strength. Remember what I've shared here, folks, because here on the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, you get the real deal. You get somebody with my background of scouting, being in the game of basketball. I can pretty much tell you the players what they're going to do before they do it, coaches what they're going to do before they do it, and that's really the job, right? For those out there, you know, you want to be a scout in the WNBA, you want to be a scout in the NBA, you got to tell the future. And you got to look at players from a different standpoint. When I look at Angel Reese, I see a superstar. And I see the project that they're building, right? I mean, she's got range and everyone's telling me I'm nuts. Well, that's not the first time everybody's told me I'm nuts, right? I mean, I had this young man I last worked with, Darren Johnson, 6'6", coming out of Sacramento, right? Everybody cut him, told me he was no good, couldn't get it done. Took him through the process from the 5th grade all the way up to the G League, got drafted with the 12th pick by the Sixers, right? But we had to build that up to get there, to keep building and trending forward. Now, Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky, Ariel Atkins dropped the bomb, right? Ariel Atkins, salute. I did a piece on Ariel saying, here, this is the leadership that you brought. It's a different type of leadership with Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins checked the media. Like, look, you guys need to back off. You are dealing with a child, right? She's 23 years old, and you need to do your job. Talk about the game. Ask questions about the game. These questions you're asking her are not related to the game we just played. That's a real shot. That's called firing a shot over the bow. Boom. That's your warning shot right there to say you guys need to back off of this child who is playing great basketball. And it's one of those things where the Chicago Sky are going to rebuild this franchise. I have no doubt, no confusion at all, folks, with Tyler Marsh. Because one thing I know about Tyler Marsh is he's represented by Clutch Sports, right? And when you're represented by Clutch, you get the best of the best of the best, right? So you got Miss Jada Lee there, right? She understands Clutch, works with Clutch. And they got issues, same thing over there, Becky Hammond, right? They got players, who knows, there's going to be some movement around the Clutch facility, right? But Angel Reese and seeing Ariel Atkins come in there, and last night Ariel Atkins dropped 11 points, minus 15, right? And you always hear me talk about the plus and the minus, because it tells you on the court, the team last night lost by 19 points, right? So anybody below that 19 was actually a positive. So Angel Reese being a minus 8, but you lost by 19, you're really plus 11 because it wasn't your fault, right? But then you get to Rebecca Allen, and Rebecca Allen's a minus 21. Well, man, that's what we lost by, right? So that tells me Rebecca Allen had a tough night. So you got to look at this whole game of basketball that I'll take you down when you're scouting this out. I want you to be aware it's not about points and rebounds and analytics, because there's so many more intangibles that a player can have. And that's what Angel Reese has. Angel Reese has intangibles. That's what Caitlin Clark has intangibles, right? I mean, that's what Gray with the Atlanta Dream has intangibles. Natasha Cloud has intangibles. Dejanay Carrington's got so many doggone intangibles, she's going to get you off your game somehow during the game, right? And it works every night for her. But Angel Reese is going to the wing, people laugh. We're talking about layups. Layups, that's nothing. That's nothing, folks. You know what layup? Let me tell you what layups are going to contribute to Angel Reese's game going forward. It's going to be about 5% of her game. You got a whole 95% of basketball intangibles are following you now. Ariel Atkins said, do you know the pressure she's under? And Angel Reese got one thing and one thing only, and that's to be the best. I'm here to tell you flat out, Angel Reese goal is Team USA, of being on that team, coming to LA, and is going to make it shine. Angel Reese is far and above Brittany Griner. Done deal. Shaq, done deal. Nobody's questioning what Angel Reese bringing to the table. And you got to look at this now, because Reese is going to flourish, but you got to have other people flourish. You got to have a guard, because really you got rid of Chennedy Carter, I would have kept her. I mean, I know. I wasn't there. I mean, she probably put a few dents in some lockers and broke a few things around. I don't know how bad it got with Chennedy Carter. Because Chennedy Carter, the WNBA, folks, let me explain how this works so you get a better dynamic. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Coming to you, 2 hot radio sports under the umbrella of Rock Nation Sports. We're going to give it to you uncut. We're going to drop a few hammers. See, this thing with the WNBA, they like to keep really, really good players on really, really bad teams, right? So you never really get to understand how good a player is. Well, with Chennedy Carter came into the WNBA, has been on the worst teams in the WNBA. And sometimes players get tired of losing and they're so fiery, right? But she had to go to Mexico. And things are going to happen in your life. It's called life, folks. But when you look at it of how the Chicago Sky are going to replace a Chennedy Carter, they haven't done that yet, right? So you got to look at it. You got to look at how they're going to replace Diamond the Shields, right? You haven't done that yet. So you got to put this together and put the pieces together. And Tyler Marsh, Sam Cassell, Dwayne Wade, Jeff P., you got to get away from the small guards and the point guards that can't handle. Now, I watched the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever play last night. Now, that was some point guard action. That Atlanta Dream with Gray, you got secondary guard, they are giving you the business, and they touching the paint. Them points in the paint, they matter. Now, Angel Reese has got a lot of points in the paints and a lot of rebounds just hanging around the paint. But you start sticking on the ring, and she's hitting corner threes, top of the threes. Angel Reese is a budding superstar. Asia Wilson will pass the torch to Angel Reese. It's inevitable, because now she understands it, gets it, and now she wants it. This is a different type of player coming from Baltimore. You know what? Talk about toughness. Her and Lanissa Smith, you can say what you want, but you're not going to do what you want. She told Smith from the Dallas Wing, you can say what you want, Lanissa Smith, but you're not going to do what you want while you're out here. A lot of WNBA players are finding out you could talk a lot, but when I get you on the court, I'm going to body slam you. And that's what's happened to players. They're bouncing off of her like balls, and they think she's out there playing bowling ball. But she's keeping it in the realm of basketball. So when you can build a talent like that, you got a number 1 all-star guard giving you the backup leadership, telling the media to get back to the questions. I mean, good Lord. I mean, media, come on, guys. I've heard you ask questions after a game. How's Magic Johnson helping you in your business? That has nothing to do with the game. That's more of a one-on-one exclusive, or get some time, get some relationship with that player. But you can't just come out of the blue and start asking them questions that are non-related. That's Ariel Atkins shut that down, and that's what needs to happen, man. They got a voice for Angel Reese. Ariel Atkins say, I take the job, because this is a kid that's holding down this whole league. That's right, holding down the WNBA, the entire league. And you know who else is holding it down? Caitlin Clark is on the other side holding down this entire league, and that should not be the case. But these 2 rookies took it on and have built this thing from 2 different cultures, right? You got Angel fans, you got the city, Chicago, Baltimore, New Jersey, Philly, Atlantic City. You got Caitlin Clark out there, Green Bay, Iowa, Indiana. You're living in this 2 different worlds that these players have to cross. But they have to go through the scrutiny, and they have to go through controlled media. It's different for me, folks. I'm used to the locker room opens up, you go in the locker room. You can't go in the WNBA locker room. I always not really be offended by that, but I know in the NFL, The women fought hard to get into the men's locker room. So the men fight just as hard to get into the women's locker room. So you can get the interviews that you need to tell the story of the game, but sending 1, 2, 3 players to the podium. You got 12 players on the team. A lot of players have a lot of things they want to say, and Angel Reese is not the only one. But I kudos to the public relations team of Angel Reese, has got her to the point that she can answer those and really utilize her candor in explaining how she feels. And I think that's something that's amazing. Because in this world today of the WNBA, it's not fair game. There's nowhere near fair game. Angel Reese will get the worst treatment anybody has ever had. But one thing I know about Angel Reese, that's the fuel for her fire. You doubt her, I'll show you something. You believe in her, she can relax. But if you tell Angel Reese, I can't do something, that's when you're going to see the real Angel Reese. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're always going to let you know all things are possible to those who believe. My, keep an eye on my Chicago sky. It's not where you start in the WNBA, it's where you finish. WNBA has 3 seasons. You're going to kick it off early. Nobody knows anybody. That's the first quarter. Okay, well, now that we've done it, I mean, again, you had a couple of WNBA teams got that Caitlin Clark schedule that Caitlin had last year, right? They're not happy about that, taking us through the fire, wanting us to play eight games in 16 days. That means you got to play a game, travel, play a game, travel, play a game. You didn't get any practice, no rest, no nothing. It's a crazy schedule, right? So, but you got the Chicago Sky are taking losses, but they're going to start turning into wins. You just going to hang on. Free agency, that's another part of the season. Trades, that's another part of the season. And the final part of the season is called the playoffs. Can you get there? Can you get to the dance? And can you win it all? So everything we're talking about here, the losses and everything, they're really meaningless because you got to get to the playoffs. And you're going to have 8 teams going to get in. And that's when you're going to see the real WNBA that's going to come forward. I'm Money Mike. My job is to try to bring you the best content I can. I appreciate you tuning in. And if I get something wrong, let me know. Open door comments and let me know so I can get it right. And if you like what I say, go ahead, click like, subscribe, and share to others as we build on. This thing's going to get good. I promise you this. You are who you are, and you do what you do. But here at the Money Mics, we're going to get better and better so you can go higher and higher. All things are possible to those who believe, and this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast.